Hey, I'm Ben Krakauer, and this is part 3 of Lonesome Reuben by Crowe from Tony Rice's guitar album. So I learned these a few months ago, all the solos, and I was hoping I could just memorize them and just play them straight through, but it was just too much for me to memorize. So I ended up teaching, the first break in part 1. I ended up teaching his second break in part 2, or the beginning of his second break. And then in this lesson, I'm going to teach the rest of the solo, which is, you could think of it as being another 2.5 times through the form, or 80 bars of music, however you want to think about it. But he does a lot of great variations, and it's actually been really good for me to have learned it, have tabbed it out, taken a break. And then my learning method is, if I don't already have something in my head, I rather learn it from the record than look at the tab, even if I was the one who tabbed it out. So I already had the tab ready to go for posting the instructional stuff, but I went back to the recording and relearned it and corrected a couple things that I misheard the first time. And it's just it's just incredible music. Like, I don't remember if I said this in one of the earlier videos, but I feel like this particular arrangement and this banjo tuning, it's this open D banjo tuning, is just like, I think it's just some of the most gorgeous sounding banjo music I've ever heard, and it's some of the most fun to play because the instrument just really sings in this tuning. Yeah, I hope you enjoy. There's some really great licks in here, and if you really like this stuff, I talk later on in this video about some of the note choices and the modes and stuff, and I'm hoping that if you understand that stuff, even though we're in D tuning now, you could maybe take some of these concepts and explore them back in G tuning if you want to get some of these same sounds or transpose some of these same licks to banjo in standard tuning. So I'm about to break it down, but actually before I even teach the solo, I just want to real quick show you the backup that he does on this. So here's the backup for Lonesome Reuben. So it's kind of like, those are the two moves. So one is, or three moves. So one is, so boom, chick. I'm off the 12th fret here. And then, so that's what I'm hearing him do. So that's, and if you're having trouble locking in the timing because it's all these pickup notes on the index finger, focus on landing the downbeat. So instead of focusing on landing the index finger, make sure that's on time. Same thing here, make sure your thumb's on time. Okay, anyway, that's annoying to listen to, but you can check that out. That's the backup, and I'm about to show you the rest of it here in a minute. Have fun. Okay, that's hard to get through all, but all right, here it is slow. I'm just kind of relieved I was able to play it all. So 1, 2, 3, 4. and some cool things in there. I mean, there's so much cool stuff in there, really. So there's a tune, I'm forgetting what it's called now, but on the J.D. Crowe and the New South album, there's like a D minor instrumental they play that has some of the same melody, something similar to it anyway. But let's see. That's pretty cool. And then this move that we've done in one of the earlier videos, I think we did that before. That's him doing some, like, you could call that Reno style or two-finger, what's it called? Single string style. I think that's the fingering he's using. Let's see what's some other good stuff in there. Okay, so all this up the neck break stuff. Let's look at our tuning for a minute. So we're in the key of D, second string is at an A, so your D note is here on the 5th fret. So what that means is that the choke that we're always doing in the key of G, where like here's your G note, we're always choking the A. So that equivalent thing in the key of D, here's your D note. Like that's what we'd get. That would be like the equivalent to what we're always doing in the key of G. But up here, that's a different sound than we ever get in the key of G. So what that is, that's the 4th scale degree. And he's choking it up towards the 5th. So it's kind of like this thing, that train sound. It's kind of like that. And then what's really nice is it's very bluesy, but he keeps pivoting off the 5th string, which is the major 3rd. So that kind of, I think a lot of Southern music has this thing of like, you know, when it's in a blues tonality, that like it's not just about having that lowered 3rd, but it's sometimes having the major 3rd in there also. And then, and of course, if we're talking notes and modes and stuff, this whole tune, we keep on getting that we call it the sharp 4th degree. So that raised 4th degree or augmented 4th, we keep having that in this whole tune. So it's a really great sound. And then we've got, that's all blues scale. So like that, bending the 4th up to the 5th, and minor 7, 1, minor 3rd, but bending it a little bit, 1, this little trill thing from the 7 to the 1, and then just that great lick that happens in this tune. Notice the last time in the tune he goes, little syncopation in there versus some other variations. He goes again, a little Reno thing. I suspect that JD is probably picking it like with his thumb here, like that. But I'm doing a thing I often do of just substituting the middle for the thumb when we're on the higher string. So I'm going, you know, you might have it might be tricky to do that without getting tons of pick noise if you haven't practiced it a lot. So you might prefer to use your thumb there, but I like going. And of course, if you want to get melodic with it, you can figure out ways to, well, I guess the notes are in a different spot, but you know, you can figure out something. You could figure something out if you wanted to, but I'm just going. And then he goes. So then that's still just blues scale stuff. And continues. Oh yeah, and then there's this great variation. So this thing, that's kind of, you're bending the second degree, but it's kind of a little bit closer to getting like the minor third sound. If you didn't even want to bend, you could almost get the same sound by going. You could just hit that note straight on, it would still sound cool. But it sounds really good. And then, yeah, I mean, maybe someone can jump in the comments and tell me where they've first heard that thing, because I feel like that shows up in a lot of old music, old time and blues. I mean, I think it probably has a blues source, pre-bluegrass. Maybe it's like a Quills thing or something. I know there's a video on the Piedmont Blues called Step It Up and Go on folkstreams.net, and there's a guy whose name I'm forgetting right now who's blowing across a bottle, and he's like kind of like hitting really high notes in his throat in between hitting notes on the bottle, and he plays like a really similar melody to that, but I don't know what predates what. And then, yeah, I think that's most of the things in there I wanted to comment on. But have fun with that one. If you haven't checked out the earlier videos, you know, I did a part 1 with his opening break, which is 32 bars. I did a part 2, which is his next break, which is 32 bars. And then this is the last 80 bars, and he kind of departs from the form a little bit. It's hard to tell what exactly is an A part and what's a B part. It's more just like an extended solo. So in case you're thinking that jamgrass is a new genre, listen to that old Tony Rice album from 1971 or so and listen to some of these extended solos they take on that one. But yeah, enjoy, have fun. Please subscribe to my Patreon so I can keep on making this stuff. It takes a lot of time, but it's fun to make these, and you know, I'm learning a lot, but it certainly helps when people subscribe. Enjoy.